Good morning. Good morning. I don't know what's going on this morning. I came out, I got on, nobody was on, so I started another live. So maybe good morning. So maybe y'all can see it now. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to just go on. I thank you so much for the ones that are on and for the ones that plan to join on later. I am Pastor Deidre Samuel McLeod. I am the pastor of Divine Destiny Ministries, and I am the online facilitator for Daughters of Zion. If you're not a part of Daughters of Zion group women's ministry, please join today. Answer the few questions and join in so that it can be a blessing to you. I want to be able to help and restore the crowns of women that feel like they have lost their way along the way. I am also, if you don't have a pastor and you're looking for a pastor, I'm telling you, Divine Destiny Ministries is the place to be. This is the place that you can be different in order to make a difference. We're not looking for foolishness. We're not looking for people that just think that we're just going to accept your crazy lifestyle. Nah, I'm looking for people that say, nah, that I've tried it traditionally and it didn't work for me, and I want to still serve God and still make a difference in my community. I want to reach people that look like me, that have gone through the things that I have gone through and still was able to answer the call that's upon my life. God don't look at the outer appearance, but God look at the heart. So on today, with that being said, I want to share a quick word with you called Shake It Off. Shake it off. On this past Sunday, I had the awesome opportunity to be able to minister to my congregation and to everyone that joined us live, talking about shake it off. And in the text that I was teaching from came from Acts, the 28th chapter, and this right here was the text. And during the time that Paul was going forth doing ministry, operating in the call that God has set upon his life, and during that time, Paul had went through a whole lot of stuff in the course of 2 years. He was shipwrecked, he was beaten, he was gone through. I'm telling you, he went through all kind of stuff for 2 straight years, and it just seemed like there was no end to it. And on the way going to Rome, him and some other prisoners, I think it was over 200 and some prisoners that was on the same ship along with him. They were shipwrecked and they ended up in a place called Malta. And in this place, I'm telling you, he was beginning to gather wood. And even though that there was barbarians there, they greeted them nicely and they welcomed them nicely. And they were beginning to gather up wood to make a fire because they was cold and they were wet. And as they was gathering up the fire, Paul started helping them to gather up the wood. And along came a viper and bit him. And the Bible said that it fastened upon him and he shook it off. But before he shook it off, everybody that was around them was able to see. And so I want to tell you that no matter what you're going through in your life, no matter what you have overcome, don't allow, just because everybody saw you be bit, that you stop doing the things that God has spoken over your life. There are going to be some things that God got to allow everybody to be able to see you be bitten by. There's some things that you got to go through publicly. I'm telling you, everything that you go through can't be private, because I'm telling you, people gonna be able to see your life and know that through your life there's a demonstration of God's hand being on you. Through the things that you had to suffer, the things that you had to cry through, the things that you had to be able to stand and pray through. I'm telling you right now, people gonna be able to see that if you was able to go through it, surely I'm able to go through it. There's just simply some things that cannot be hidden. I know that there's some things that you want to take to the grave. I know there's some things that you don't want nobody to know about you. I know that there's some things that you're saying that I want to keep secret. I don't want nobody to ever know. But I'm telling you right now, there's some testimonies that I had to share. There's some things that I had to be able to release, because I'm telling you, I couldn't take everything to the grave, because people had to know that God is a healer, that God is a way maker, that God is a deliverer, and God is not able to get the glory out of your life if you trying to keep everything A secret. A secret. I was sharing with someone in the bank on yesterday. I went to the bank and I told them that 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 God is good. And me and this lady, we always connect when I go into the bank, and she always asks me, how is my day? And I always ask her the very same. And we always say something to encourage each other. And I said to the woman, I said, you know, that there are just simply some things that you just got to go through and that you got to shake it off, because everything, I'm telling you, everything that you go through, God is going to use it for his glory. It's going to work together for your good. And I said to the woman, I said that how I know that God is a provider. Listen to me, church. How I know that God is a provider. My husband been out of work since June, and God has still provided. God has still made a way. Not a light went off, not a bill been behind. Nothing has gone lacking. We still got food on the table. We still got clothes on our back. We still been able to vacation. Why? Because God is still a provider. And I told the woman, when I said that to her, she said to me, she said, wow, come on. She said that God is truly a provider. I said, yes, he is. So don't tell me that what God can't do. I know that there's simply some things that we got to shake off and begin to look to the hills from which cometh our help. For all our help cometh from thee and thee and thee alone. So I want to say to you, everyone that's going through something in your life, there's some stuff you're not going to be able to just say, nah, I want to keep this a secret. I don't want nobody to know about this. But there's some stuff. Listen, there's some stuff that you got to share. There's some stuff that people are watching. People are watching your life. They're watching your life. And they're saying that you're an example. You're an example of somebody that's walking by faith. And I'm telling you, we don't just talk this thing. We live it over here. We don't just talk it. We live it. I know that God is a provider. I know that God is a way maker. I know that he's a restorer. I know that he is a supplier of our needs. And he also give us what we want. What we want. Listen, shake it off. Shake it off. Stop making it about you. It ain't about you. It's not about you at all. Everything that you go through, everything that you're going through, is because God is going to get the glory out of your life. Shake it off. Stop saying, why me? Why not you? Why not you? Why God can't use you? We want God to use us to receive all the blessings. But when it's time to go through the testing period, we start saying, why me? But how are you going to be able to have the testimony if you don't ever take the time to go through the test? You got to go through the fire. But let me tell you something. He will get the glory out of your life. Shake it off. I know that you're in your feelings. I have gone through some stuff myself and I got emotional. I know that I have gone through some stuff and I got all in my feelings. I started pouting. I started having a pity party and all that stuff. But listen, let me tell you something. I had to shake it off. I had to shake it off and say, God, you know what? If you can use anybody, you can use me. So shake it off. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you. The viper didn't kill Paul. The viper didn't kill Paul. They were sitting around looking and waiting for Paul to die. There's some folk right now, they're looking and waiting on you to die. Waiting on you to die. Let me tell you something. You're not going to die. God going to use you as a testimony to show somebody else about his goodness. Through it all, Paul got bit by the viper. He shook it off. There was somebody standing around. There's somebody watching how you live. Publius saw Paul be bit by the viper. He invited him to come back to his house. He was a well-known man. He was a well-known man in their country, on the island that they were living in. He was well-known. He was somebody, as we can say. And he invited him back to come back to his house. The man's father had a fever, was sick. The very same hand that was bit by the viper, God used that very same hand to lay hands upon that man. And I'm telling you, he got healed, delivered, and set free from that fever that was about to kill him. And from that, the testimonies started being released about how the viper bit him and he lived, how he laid hands upon Publius' father and healed him and delivered him from that fever. And from that, people started coming from all over the place, all over the island, to get healed, delivered, and set free. So I'm telling y'all, shake it off. There's somebody that's going to be healed by your testimony, Sister Vanique. There's somebody that's going to be healed and delivered by your testimony, Lakeisha. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. Don't quit. Don't throw in the towel and say, man, what's the use? Now, I done been there before. But I'm telling you, I'm a living testimony that everything that you have gone through, shake it off because God going to use it for your story and for his glory. Have an awesome and wonderful day. I see you this evening at 6 p.m. as we go forth and we dig a little bit deeper because I'm telling you, God still got some amazing things to say.